What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 98 of EZPZ Podcast. Coming at you from Studio EZPZ. We got a special one for you today. Joining me this week, Nick.
What's up, guys?
Trey.
What up? I feel like this is like a roll call or something.
And the return of Stealth Mode Dan. What's up, Dan?
What up? Shit.
So how's Portland been? Let's just kick it off right now with kind of an update on you. What have you been up to?
Portland's good. I'm just in town for like 2 weeks. Chicago and Des Moines. I was back last year too. But yeah, outside of that, I've just been in Portland for 2 years. Just been baking. That's been nice. Moved around a few times.
You're like learning more about baking, huh?
Yeah. So I started at Molly's Cupcakes in Des Moines, and then just transferred that to a couple different bakeries in Portland. And yeah, I've just moved around like twice now in Portland, but I'm finally in a spot that I like. So that's really nice. I'm in like walking distance from everything I need, including work. That's really nice. And yeah, just going to shows and shit. Trying not to spend too much money on beer.
Keeping it chill.
Like that.
Dude.
Yeah.
Portland's expensive too to live there, right? Like,
Yeah.
Like what's like rent, if you don't mind?
My place is my place in Metro. Remember that? Okay, so it's like the place I have now. It's $1,500 for like half the size, just one bathroom.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
wretched, dude. That sucks.
I would expected it to be a little higher.
Well, it was a good deal for
for sure.
because yeah,
Where you're at?
it is super expensive. Yeah, if you just want to live by yourself, you have to pay over $1,000. Like it's not debatable, really.
For a small place.
Yeah, for a small place that's old and shitty.
Liddy and I's mortgage is half that for this whole house.
That's the good old Midwest for you, though.
Yeah, true. You get a lot more space, but
Yeah.
there's not as much to do. So what kind of shows you been going to? And like what's the main
I
venues there?
I mean, there's a lot of venues there, but there's like 5 big ones. Last show I saw, it would have been, I think, Medicine, Electric Mantis. That was dope.
I remember we were talking about that, I think.
Yeah, maybe. I don't really remember. But that was actually like a couple months ago. But I mean, I haven't been going to as many shows as I want to, but I was trying to do them like once every 2-3 weeks, which just got like too much almost, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm within walking distance of like most of the venues and shit, so it's nice. I don't have to Uber. I don't have to do shit. I just pregame at home, walk over to the venue, and then just walk back home. Yeah. So it's a pretty sweet gig, to be honest.
Yeah.
And like Portland's a pretty safe town, so I don't have to worry about any like crazy people. Well, there's crazy people for sure.
And
I was gonna say.
Yeah, lots of homeless people, lots of crazy people, but they aren't gonna attack you for the most part.
Do they have medical marijuana or
Yeah, it's all legal
in Oregon?
So yeah, like there's
That's legit. Wasn't it one of the? It was one of the first, I think, to do it.
Oregon.
One
yeah.
of the
So
first
yeah, we
5
got
or
like
so.
the most fucking breweries, dispensaries, and strip clubs.
Strip clubs.
Yeah, that's the other one.
Dude, it just
There's
sounds
so many strip clubs in Portland.
You like going? You like?
No, I've only probably gone to strip clubs maybe like less than 5 times since I moved. But like it's so regular. It's so regular.
more
for
than me
people.
in my entire life.
sounds like it's turning into like New Vegas. Like you just get a couple
Yeah.
of casinos in there.
There you
and,
go.
Like, you just put a strip right down the middle, and you know, I don't
A
know.
landing strip, yeah.
Sounds like
Hipster Vegas. I don't know. Not talking shit. Sorry.
So for most everybody, myself included, the only thing I know about Portland is from Portlandia. How
Yep,
accurate is
same.
it? How is it pretty accurate or no?
Yeah, I mean,
Have you ever
Portlandia doesn't really make up anything for a joke. It's
Yeah.
all that shit's definitely based on real
Yeah.
shit, you know?
they
That's
just
great.
like take it to an extreme.
Yeah, but there's definitely those extremes in Portland. Definitely.
It's definitely a thing.
So what made you want to move out to Portland?
It was just a smaller city that had a good music scene. That was the main thing.
Instead of like Chicago, you mean?
Yeah, I think when I was moving, I was thinking about doing Denver or Portland. And I was like, I'll just do Portland. Like, I'm going to make a move. I'll rather just do the long move instead of the short move. I don't know. It was just...
You needed a new, fresh area to be around, yeah.
Yep.
You had to get out of Des
Yeah,
Moines.
fresh space to be around. And yeah, man, it was weird because, yeah, I was... Oh, yeah, you guys haven't... I'm not even going to tell this story on air. But moving out there... Do you guys know what happened when I moved out there?
Not really.
Okay, well, it got delayed by like 2 days. It was a long story. Involves the cops. But anyways, when I finally made it out there, yeah, it was weird because I didn't know anybody. And I sold my car right when I got out there. So it was just like, I went from having a car, being around everyone I knew, all that shit, to like no car,
To nothing.
no idea where I'm at. And then, I mean, I didn't have a job when I moved out there. So yeah, that was really weird. And then like,
But you had a place to go to, right?
yeah,
Like, you
yeah.
had
I
to-
found them on Craigslist before I moved out. I mean, they sucked. So I only lived there for like 3 months. And then I lived on myself, and now I have a roommate. But yeah, it was really weird. I didn't even find friends really till like a year ago.
Yeah.
Because like, I don't know, Portland's weird too, because it's all like neighborhood oriented. So until I like really moved into a good neighborhood, I didn't have friends, because originally I was kind of living like not in the middle of nowhere, but just in a place where there's not many like bars or restaurants or anything.
Yeah.
So there's really nobody going out.
So do you hang out with like your bakery, well, your old job now, but like, do you hang out with those people then?
No, I got, to be honest, I only got like 2-3 good friends in Portland. But I've only known them, for like 6 months, so they haven't passed like the year test.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anything could happen at this point still.
exactly. So yeah, I feel good about that. I hang out with them every week, which keeps me sane, because you don't realize if you don't like being by yourself for so long
Yeah.
and then not hanging out with people, you get weird in your head. You get like isolated somehow, and then it just gets weirder and weirder. So it's like nice. Also, it's super nice to be back and see everybody.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Just like seeing all, because I haven't,
Get that
when I was
social
back last
stimulation.
year, there was only like a night that I was free. I was only back for like
Right.
2 or 3 days.
Yeah, I remember.
And I barely saw anyone, whereas this time I'm seeing everybody,
Hell yeah.
which has been so nice. But yeah, Portland, it's been good. Definitely was rough at the first year. But overall, everything's on the up and up, like 110%.
It's good to hear. Have you been doing anything with music?
No. Oh yeah. So that's the one bummer, is I haven't, because my desk is still in my parents' garage and everything, and Ian might be coming out this year and bringing it out, so I didn't want to buy a new desk. But I'm just gonna have to buy one. But also my room is so small that I can't really fit my bed in a desk, and I hate writing music in bed because I just feel like a bum. I just can't get in that mindset if I'm just like chilling in bed.
For sure.
So yeah, I haven't really written any music in the past like 6 months, but also. My laptop, the battery's like dead as fuck.
Yeah.
So it has like a warning sign. It's like
Doesn't even
condition, replace soon, which means that the battery lasts like maybe 2 hours.
Wow.
So like I have to get that shit fixed.
You can't plug it in?
I mean, I can plug it in, but it gets so hot. And then like anytime I open Ableton, which is what I produce music in, it just like gets so slow, it's sketchy, and I don't want to like really push the...
It's not going to be smooth enough to,
Yeah, so there's those two things. But yeah, hopefully...
I'd get an external hard drive then to
I've been backing up all my shit.
Okay, good.
But yeah, it's been a weird couple weeks, but in the next couple months, hopefully I'll be able to figure it all out and get back in the swing of things.
Hell yeah.
Stealth Mode Dan, the writer of the intro and outro music for all the EZPZ stuff. That's cool. What else what's going on with this Meek Mill and Drake stuff? You put this on here. I want to hear that new song.
I didn't put it on there.
I did, actually.
Yeah.
Come on now. But it's definitely a topic that's been part of the Easy Peasy for so long, because I know when you were on that podcast, Meek Mill and Drake were like had some beef, and now all of a sudden they're writing songs together.
Yeah.
It is weird. It's weird that this happened at around the time that you had come back too, because we definitely talked about it back in 2015 when it happened.
It was when back to back and shit came out.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. Drake brought Meek Mill onto his stage a couple months back, and they performed a song together. And I guess over the past like 6 months or so, they've been like talking again. They squashed their beef. If you don't remember, back in 2015, they released a song, Rico, together. And that's what started the whole ghostwriter thing, where Meek Mill was accusing Drake of using ghostwriters and not writing his own shit. And then they started their whole beef. And then Drake released Charged Up and Back to Back. And Back to Back got Grammy nominated. So Drake pretty much won that beef.
Well, Drake's just so much more popular still. I mean, 55 million followers on every social media channel he has.
Yeah.
Like,
Billions of fucking Spotify plays on just single songs.
releases 24-track albums just so he can get
24. Yeah.
that's the Scorpion, right? That was, and it just got nominated for Best Album of the Year, I think.
The
Grammy nods came out.
I was going to say, that album I didn't listen to, actually. I listened to the singles, but I didn't listen to it all the way through. Really.
There was like 2 songs that I listened to or like 2 songs that I really liked, maybe
yeah.
3, but like besides that, no repeat.
Right.
But like nothing was the same. I'll listen to that shit like every other day.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
Yeah, I agree. But I guess they've been talking for a while. They squashed their beef. Then they just released a new song together called Going Bad that I actually enjoyed. I don't know if anybody else had listened to it yet.
yeah. Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I've been listening to Championships, which
Yeah.
is Meek's new album.
Yeah.
And I would say there's like 3 or 4 songs, all in the first half of the album, that I've been listening to. And that's one of them. There's the one with Cardi B that's good. The one with Jay-Z and who's the other one on there? And Rick Ross. That one's really good. And then it's the one right after the Jay-Z track. That one's really good too.
Yeah. So I will say that when this whole beef had started, I had never really listened to Meek Mill before. And then I was like such a big Drake fan at this time. I was like, oh, fuck Meek Mill. And I just never listened to him. So then now that this happened, I'm like going back and like listening to some of his shit. And I like him.
Yeah. It's good like exercising music.
Yeah,
Because he's
for
just
sure.
like pissed off all the time.
So what you're saying
Always
is that
going
they're
hard.
going to be tag team partners in the new Celebrity Deathmatch reboot, huh?
Yeah, that'd be
Because
tight.
instead of going against each other for the rap championship, which neither of them can even touch Kendrick, who's still the best rapper alive.
I was gonna say
Let's just
something
chat about that. Nobody's even gonna like have a comment on that because it's true.
I mean, my boy Tekashi 6ix9ine is the
Oh,
greatest rapper alive.
I hate that fucker.
I'm gonna let you finish, but
Yeah.
You actually like legit like him?
No.
Okay. I was gonna say, dude, like I let you in my house. So let's just
There was
chat
a pre-screen,
about that.
you were supposed to-
MTV is rebooting that Celebrity Deathmatch with Ice Cube. So
Produced by
Ice
Ice
Cube
Cube?
must see the dollar signs in this.
Dude, I was just watching Next Friday last night.
yeah, that's
I
fine.
Ice
actually-
Cube makes good shit, dude. He knows how to like put some shit together, man. He's a good entertainer.
I
Yeah.
loved Next Friday and Friday
Yeah.
after Next and Friday. I love all 3 of those
Dude,
films.
they're comedy.
Yeah, for sure. So he must
But
be
it's-
seeing those dollar signs though, guys, because of that 90s, people have that love and urge to watch and consume more 90s content.
Good
Yeah.
point. I guess this kind of falls under my boycott, so I don't know if I can even watch it.
Yeah, because you are
doing a-
anti-reboot.
Anti-reboot. Like, I don't want to fucking see it
Anti-reboot.
again, dude. I don't want to see any of it again. And if I want to see it, I'll go back and watch the
Watch
old
the
one.
original, yeah.
Yeah, fuck it.
And with YouTube, I mean, half of the episodes are probably uploaded on there.
Oh yeah.
So who are some dream mashups? I want to hear some dream mashups in the new Celebrity Deathmatch,
Man.
brought to you by Ice Cube,
So
MTV.
That's what I'm saying. I don't keep up
Should've
with
thought so.
pop culture.
Right.
Like,
So-
my only exposure to pop culture is this podcast.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
Like, I seriously, like...
You keep up with gaming. That's
Yeah,
right.
I got a good one. We got fucking Catch Me Outside Girl and Iggy Azalea.
Oh, yeah.
okay.
That's
That's-
dope, actually.
That's like
That's
child
very good.
abuse though, 'cause she's like 14. Cash Me Outside Girl, yeah. What, Lil Baby or something like that. That's her
Oh,
name.
Bad Baby.
Bad Baby is her name.
Bad Baby.
BHAD Baby. People at my work kind of like her. They jam with her.
How
Yeah,
about, like...
she's got some smackers.
Yeah, she okay. Yeah.
Some
She's got
whatever you bangers, smackers, whatever. She does have, yeah.
her beats slap.
What about Tekashi 6ix9ine versus the world? I mean, I think that's obvious.
Versus
Or
the world.
Tekashi 6ix9ine versus Donald Trump for the most hated person. That sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a good one.
I could see that.
What do
How
you?
about, like, Michael Vick versus a pack of wild dogs? Dude, because, like, I was, like, talking to, like, this isn't not current events at all, but, like, I was talking to Gail about it the other day, and I was like, he was, like, straight body slamming dogs, and she's like, I don't think he was body slamming dogs, and I looked it up, straight body slamming dogs. So that would be,
Oh my
that'd
God.
be quality MTV
That's
shit.
insane.
Yeah.
So,
For sure.
We
Is
could
it
just
going to be
get,
on
like-
MTV?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, MTV is rebooting it.
Yeah.
So
Is MTV a channel?
yeah,
Are
it
they
was
still doing
33
shit?
last I checked.
Okay,
which
I
was
don't
like
have
7 years
network
ago.
TV.
No, me neither. But I'm sure they'll be like simulcasting it with Hulu or something like that.
We could
You
do
got
Harvey.
some?
We could do Harvey Weinstein just getting ripped apart by a bunch of girls.
Oh man, yeah, a bunch
See-
of like models and actresses.
We need more like grudge match, like one-on-one grudge matches.
Yeah, I feel like there hasn't been enough. Well, now that these two made up and are kissing again, we can't do a Drake versus Meek Mill, so that would have been a big one.
Neil deGrasse Tyson and Bill Nye the Science Guy.
That would actually be dope.
That
That'd be
we could
pretty
do
good.
that.
No, I don't know.
You guys aren't really big. You're not gonna watch it, Trey. Are you gonna watch this then?
I mean, yeah, I always enjoy seeing people beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah. Did you guys watch it when you were kids?
Oh, dude, this was my favorite show.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I would only be able to watch it at my grandma's when like I was like alone because like no way would anyone let me watch that shit.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I still remember like my favorite episodes was the Spice Girls versus Hanson. The Spice Girls ended up winning, but and my sister was like on Hanson's or Spice Girls side. I obviously wanted Hanson to win, and Hanson lost because it was 3v5. So obviously I was pissed off about it. It's not even a fair match.
Oh my god.
well, I think like you could just like replace like just have any celebrity versus the internet on that nowadays.
True,
like
right.
because I think that there's like so much collaboration going on with like musicians and stuff, and all that grudge shit has kind of gone to the wayside because they're already dealing with so much hate on the day to day from the internet.
It's so much easier. That would be actually kind of funny. It's just like a giant supercomputer versus like whatever. Like
We could do PewDiePie versus Ninja.
There you go.
oh, there you go. Okay.
There's so many good matchups.
Dude, they're both so skinny that no one would ever do any damage, dude. It was just like,
It would just be like a virtual thing. Like,
Yeah,
they would be on their
exactly.
computers on their corners, and then like.
then that's just like watching Twitch. I don't know. It's like-
No, they would be
that'd be the whole
controlling
point.
like two people killing each other like in the ring. There would be
okay.
like PC
What's that
gaming it.
robot show?
Robot Chicken?
No, where the robots fight each other. BattleBots.
BattleBots.
Oh yeah.
That's-
I heard that was supposed to be coming back, or did come back too.
Did it ever stop?
I thought it was
Yeah.
back already, and it was like being hosted by an ex like IGN host. She
Oh.
used to be a host at IGN. Now
Nice.
she's doing BattleBots. Jessica Chobot, I think. I think it came back through Nerdist. You guys know who Nerdist, the like nerd channel or whatever.
What's his
I've
name?
seen-
Chris Hardwick.
Chris Hardwick. Yeah.
I don't know.
You guys don't have any good ones to fight, huh? What about
Yeah,
Lil
I mean-
Xan and the ghost of Lil Peep?
Jesus.
Tagging up against some other people.
I don't know, man.
You could have like, what's his name? The ghost of XX Temptation
yeah.
fight the ghost of the other dead guy. I don't know.
The other guy, Mac
yeah.
Miller.
Yeah, no, just have a battle royale of
disrespect.
dead mumble rappers.
Leave Mac alone.
You got so give me. You wanted to chat about Mac Miller a little bit, Dan. So what? That probably hit you pretty hard.
I know,
Dude.
man. I was so bummed. Fuck.
I wanted to
I
hit
knew you were a big fan of Mac Miller.
I should hit you up.
Yeah, like I was fucking bummed. I remember it was like one of those situations where you just remember where you were when it happened. And
I mean, it really is.
Yeah, and I was just going to get a slice of pizza, gonna run my errands on my day off, and I got a slice of pizza, and someone on their Instagram story posted like a picture of like his mixtape Kids.
Yeah.
With like a set, like I can't believe, da-da-da. And I was like, no fucking
You're like,
way. No fucking way.
Yeah.
Because
Dude.
like he had been doing so many drugs, and then he seemed like he cleaned up his act. So I think that's why it was so surprising. Whereas like everyone was like, okay, if he was gonna die, it would have already happened, you know? Like this guy's fine. You know, because he even talks about, I mean, even in his songs, obviously, but he's had interviews where he talks about how much fucking blow he was doing and shit, just like blood everywhere and shit. It's like, if there's any point in his career where you're supposed to die, it would have been then, not some fucking at his house doing just like a little bit of blow.
Just chilling, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's something he's struggled with for a long time, but yeah, I don't know, man. It sucked. I was super surprised. And then when I heard it was the whole fentanyl thing, I called it, and I'm like so pissed that I called it. I'm like, fuck, you know, that sucks.
Fentanyl. That stuff is ridiculous.
It's insane. It's sad.
So Lil Peep has been whining and crying about Lil Xan has been whining and crying about Lil Peep and Mac Miller passing away, and he said he's been doing a bunch of drugs, and now he's finally checked himself into rehab.
Dude, just
Didn't he
do
get
the
a
drugs,
Mac
you
Miller
little
tattoo?
pussy.
Yeah, I feel like
fuck.
I feel like he's really just like
Milking.
yeah,
This whole
100%.
situation.
It's like, did he know
no,
either of them?
You already
personally?
look like that, bro. Just kill yourself. Dude. Like for real. Like might as well just do the final blow. Like
Literally.
Final lineup. Lil.
Did he know either of them personally? He might have known Lil Peep, but I know he for sure didn't do anything with Mac Miller. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they've all met, but like they were never friends or anything. And
Right.
these guys saw Lil Xan's new album is gonna be just Mac Miller's face. You seen that shit?
like who?
You seen that shit? Just
Who do you think you are? Like,
disrespectful.
yeah, no, that is
Disrespectful.
disrespectful.
Well, hopefully it's like a Kanye thing, and he's just like he'll change his album cover a few different times, and he won't actually go through with this or something.
He's
'cause
standing so hard
That's
for Mac Miller. Like you guys have all said, he doesn't even seem like they've met, worked, collaborated together.
like I'm sure he was a heavy influence because Mac
You
Miller
like meet
influenced a lot of
everybody
people.
and like that kind of shit. Like Yeah, they like. I almost guarantee they like knew each other, like if
Yeah.
not just like in passing or something like that. But like,
I don't know. That's just a surprise to me. Like you knew him enough to be able to do that. I don't know.
So what do you think about like the whole Ariana Grande thing? Like, do you think she's to blame?
First off, she's trash.
I mean,
What about
okay.
it?
But
Oh,
like,
like Pete Davidson and them getting engaged, and you think that led to him dying?
well, people were blaming her online. It's
They're not
like,
even
come on,
together
you're
anymore.
blaming his ex-girlfriend. Like,
Well,
she
no,
broke his
yeah,
heart.
I mean,
like,
I don't think it's okay to blame her, but also like she was just being disrespectful by like breaking up and then immediately getting engaged and all
I
that
thought that
shit.
was
that
crazy.
happens all the time, though. It has nothing to do with her like trying to hurt his feelings or anything.
Well, yeah,
That was,
but
like, in
you
the same year. like,
gotta
within a
just
few
be aware
months.
of that shit. I don't know, and like.
it's
all I-
2018. Shit moves fast. Bro.
I don't know. There's so many times where I've just like looked up stuff about her, and she just does not seem like a good person. She just like just acts super entitled all the time, and just like I mean, I get it. She was a Disney star, and she's always been famous and had lots of money, so she's gonna act entitled. But like, it just rubs me the wrong way.
yeah.
And then she made that fucking song, the
That's.
Thank You
I was
Next,
just gonna
like that shit. And then there's the meme. Have you seen the one? There's like one taught me love, and then one taught me pain.
It's in her lyrics. She's like the whole new song is about like her ex-boyfriends, and she
And-
just threw in like one line about "and thank you, Mac, you were an angel" or some shit like that. Like when you're talking
Trash.
about how your boyfriend or your ex-boyfriends fucked you over or some shit. Like it was like probably the worst thing. You shouldn't have even said anything. Like
Yeah, should've just
Well, but
kept
then
quiet.
I think it's better that she did that than like everyone implied that like one of the bad boyfriends in the song was him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because
I
like
don't know.
that would have been like what happened is the internet would have like tore
And
her
she
to
didn't
bits.
like him. That's why they broke up. Like,
Well,
she
yeah,
was,
duh. But
she was
I
a
mean,
drug addict, and like she couldn't handle it. So
Yeah.
well, they loved each other for sure. It was a tough
They
breakup.
loved each other.
Yeah, I was there, guys. They for sure loved each other a lot.
No, like when this first happened, she posted that video of him on her Instagram. The video of him like just laughing and like smiling
Oh,
at
yeah.
dinner. Dude, I watched that video so many times. I was like crying. I was like, that's.
Oh, rip.
What's your guys' favorite Mac Miller project?
I never listened to Mac Miller.
So mine, we've talked about this before, but watching movies with the sound off, I love that one.
What?
I don't know. I just know that he like had an ugly face.
Damn.
Hot diggity.
He did have a busted smile. That was for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I actually, I heard that Donald Trump shit song. That's
Oh,
the
yeah,
only
yeah,
song
yeah.
I've ever heard by him, and I wasn't a fan.
Hey, rappers did that a lot before he became president.
Well, no, I know. It was
Just like
like
Trump.
before he was president that I heard
Yeah,
that
yeah.
song too, or whatever. Some like dumb kid that I worked with.
yeah, it was like a slang thing to be like, "Oh, I'm so rich, I'm rich like Trump."
Yeah, for sure.
Oh.
I didn't mean to call him ugly, by the way. Sorry. That just like literally popped out. Too much coffee.
What about
What
you,
was yours
Dan?
though?
I wouldn't have
Did
a
you have a-
favorite. I don't think.
It's hard, man.
I know. Like
I like his most recent shit too. Like he was really changing up his style, but like at first I didn't enjoy it, but now that I'm like going back and listening to his whole discography again, like I love it a lot.
anything besides Blue Slide Park.
Yeah, it's just too juvenile. Like it doesn't hold up, you know. Like,
Yeah, I would. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, watching movies is great. Faces is great. Good AM,
yeah.
and then his newest one, whatever. the fuck it's called.
Swimming.
Yeah, swimming. It just
Swimming,
got
yeah,
nominated for a Grammy for
Yeah.
Best Rap Album. We'll see if it wins in January.
That'd be awesome.
I'm not really
Is
happy
that a thing?
about.
Posthumous Grammys? Has that happened before?
Oh, yeah, it's definitely happened. Has to
I
have.
mean, I guess so. Yeah.
Been around for like 60, 70 years. Let's talk about Neil deGrasse Tyson. I see you got some notes, Nick.
Yeah, you mentioned him earlier.
I didn't look. I didn't have time to really look into this, so fill me in.
Yeah, go
So
ahead.
he's gotten some sexual assault allegations recently, dating back to his grad school days.
So multiple.
Yeah. Well, in this article, there's 3.
Jesus, Neil, come
know.
on, get it together, guy.
So the first 2 aren't.
Recent.
I don't know. Yeah. Well, here. So I'll just go over them all. So the first one in this article was, I think it said in 2009, there was a woman. They were all at like this party, some sort of a science party, I guess. I don't know.
There was like beakers, dude.
Yeah,
and
they
the
were,
planet models.
Yeah, they
were
had the
super
shots
tight.
and beakers.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, they had those like Jello shots, but they were in a beaker.
Sorry.
Syringe shots.
A woman comes up to him and asks him for a photo. She's got like a short sleeve dress on, and she has like a solar system tattoo on her arm. And then
Neil's up in that, dude. I know.
Oh,
Neil,
yeah.
And,
Dirty Dog Neil.
yeah, and he said he said, and I quote, "I was looking for Pluto and like touch
What?
what? Yeah." And like touches.
I found Uranus, and here we are.
I was so far away, but he was like touched under her dress to like find Pluto, I guess.
Okay.
And she said she was like felt uncomfortable. He said he was just touching her shoulder, but he still didn't ask, I guess, so she felt weird about it.
Or not that bad. Next.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was about to say.
and so he posted like this long public apology on Facebook that like he literally detailed his accounts of each of these things and like what happened. And I don't know, reading it was, I like respected it more than just like those little one paragraph things like sorry if I hurt anybody. Like he like detailed his accounts of each thing, what he remembered, and then had like this whole thing about.
There was one like in the 80s, right? Do you?
Yeah,
do you
so
have
that's
notes
the
on
that's
that
the
one?
biggest one.
Yeah.
So the next one, before the 80s one, was he had a production assistant last year for something he's filming. I think he's doing stuff with Fox and Nat Geo. I don't know what
It's
shows
that one
he's
show,
doing.
The Cosmos or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
Super popular.
he has
Yeah.
he has a PA that's like running him around doing all of his shit, taking him to these parties and everything. And then he invited her back to his house for wine and cheese after a party or something. And then I guess he was wearing.
You know what that means.
Yeah,
Oh
he
yeah, no, you don't go to Neil deGrasse Tyson's house for wine and cheese and not put out.
Right.
That's
So,
all I'm saying.
so he
Sorry.
said that he offers wine and cheese to all of his guests. But anyway, he was wearing, I guess, just a wife beater. And,
No pants. No,
yeah, that's it. That's it. It was just a long wife beater. All you can see is just like the balls dangling. And then they're talking, having a good time, chatting. I guess he made some sexual advances with some cheese.
What?
What?
He was like poking cheese and making sexual jokes about it.
He just like cut out a cheese dick. And he's just like
He had like a full scale
Put
model.
it in
of-
it or around his mouth.
Yeah. And then
She's like, I'm not into that.
She said she felt uncomfortable, and at the end of the night, he said, "I'd rather not hug you because if I hug you, I'm gonna want more."
Okay.
Yeah.
So this one, the thing with this is that the first one, like, okay, he looked down her dress and like apparently he says that he only saw like Pluto on the shoulder,
Right.
Or like tried to see her shoulder just to see if there was Pluto. That's okay. He's in a public place. That's kind of weird. But this one is he's not quite understanding this power dynamic between a production assistant and one of the biggest celebrities in science and science education TV.
So my take on it is he's a neckbeard dude, and
No,
he like
for
has
sure.
no fucking clue.
Yeah,
like he's
so-
just
yeah.
totally oblivious to like the social shit. And since he's in like a position of power, kind of, and like has money and shit.
Well, he's in a
this
huge
person-
position of power.
Well, yeah, and with this lady, and he doesn't understand that she can't just be like, "Hey, fuck off, dude," because like she works for him, and he's just a neckbeard. Like he's just
Right.
totally oblivious.
That's what he pretty much said in all these apologies. Like, that's exactly it. He was like, he didn't say I'm a neckbeard, but he was just like,
He's like, sorry guys, I'm autistic. I don't
I'm on the spectrum.
yeah.
Jesus, guys.
He was just-
Well, I mean, you don't be an astrophysicist and not be like kind of fucking weird, dude. It's all I'm saying.
He's just a bit socially awkward, I guess. You know, like.
Well, yeah, and he's like
all
the most
he's ever
normal of
known
all
is,
of them
like,
too.
science
It's-
shit. So before we start, I guess, trying to save him, the last one was in the 80s, I guess, when he was in grad school. A woman that he was quote unquote supposedly seeing. She says they were never dating or exclusive.
And then in his page long thing explaining this, that he said that we were dating.
Right.
She's
and
like,
she's like, no,
denied
we
that.
weren't. She comes over to his house after they were drinking or back to his dorm or wherever. And then she said she passed out after he gave her some water, and then she woke up naked in his bed. So that was like the biggest one. And she was like, I was raped or I was, sexually assaulted. I didn't consent to this. And he was like, oh, we were together. It was cool. And this one was weird too in his apology thing, because he said something about like, of course she wouldn't have remembered it because she was passed out. But you shouldn't have said that.
That was really weird.
That was the wrong thing to say, I think.
I think the dude just needs help with his social skills.
100%. So that's kind of what I got grabbed from all of this. That he's just a fucking weirdo.
Yeah, he
like,
just doesn't like.
no, like that doesn't. I'm not like apologizing for him or anything. I'm not saying that none of this shit is weird or wrong. But yeah, he just doesn't understand. Like, I think the social norms of like, don't touch people unless they're asking for it. I don't know.
Right.
I just want to say, you don't have a mustache like that and not sexually assault people. I mean, just putting that into the
little black caterpillar on his face.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Steve Harvey.
Yeah, this is Steve. I bet Steve Harvey's next on the docket for a sexual assault.
That guy's got one weird looking face.
Yeah, you can run.
Dude, he
from...
does it on TV all the time. He's like cracking
he
jokes
cracks
to the
all
latest.
the sexual jokes
Oh,
on
yeah.
Family Feud.
Oh yeah, no. If he's that open with it, it's just like you can run from the truth, but you can't run from the Reaper. Is all I'm saying.
And the Reaper in this instance is the internet.
Oh yeah, no, and jail.
So he's actually agreed to, and he actually says he supports an investigation, which is being taken by
Fox and Nat Geo.
Yeah, okay, so it's not a third party. So Fox and Nat Geo are going to dive into this somehow and try to get.
Nat Geo.
Well, that's like where one of his shows is, like on their channel.
Okay,
Yeah, he has a show through Nat Geo and
but
Fox.
Nat Geo's doing the investigation.
They're both doing them separately, I think, is what it said.
But what are they gonna find? One was
Right.
in 1980s too or something.
Like,
Well,
take statements.
Here's
I
the
guess?
crazy part to me is like, so for the one where she woke up naked,
Uh-huh.
if it's still bothering her to this day, why doesn't she just talk to him about it and really try to settle it? I feel like the only reason she's making it public is to just like discredit his name. Which if you feel like that's the right action, knock yourself out. But it's just like, I don't get it. Like, it's like, why you gotta like, it's like she's trying to like ruin what he has going on, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, it's not easy to just go talk to your person that abused you, I'm sure.
That's like the weirdest part to me about all of the Me Too thing. I think it's great and it's necessary and it should happen, but when some of these accounts are so old, like I don't fucking remember what I ate yesterday.
Well, that's like
So,
the thing is like they can't like with an investigation
to
like that.
prove
Like
it.
the only one that would be like jail worthy would be like the third one, right?
Yeah, the most. Well,
And that one also would be like impossible to prove because like what you need like a rape kit to prove that she had sex that night. You need like a bunch of stuff from like that time period and like even with like that kind of evidence, they wouldn't even be able to necessarily convict him. You know what I mean?
And a rape kit is kind of weird because like
because they were like in a relationship.
Yeah, and it only shows that yes, something penetrated. Like she was penetrated pretty much. I don't really know the too much of it about it, but like it doesn't mean that it was rape. It just means that something happened.
Sure, yeah.
Generally. But I mean, it's just like we say this. We have like a story like this. We have on our podcast over the last year, especially. We've had one every month or two. Somebody that I respected or liked or loved as like even a guest on Joe Rogan's podcast. Like he has some of my favorite episodes on the Joe Rogan Experience. And now what? I mean, is Joe gonna have him back on to explain things? I don't know.
I just purchased his book.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, I actually just did too on Audible.
Yeah.
I forget what it's called.
Astrophysics for People in a Hurry or something.
Exactly, yeah. And it's like 2 hours, 40 minutes long. I was just about to start listening to it a couple months ago. But yeah.
Well, now you have to delete that.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing. I don't know. Like brand new. I just listened to brand new's newest album, Science Fiction, for the first time. Like,
Oh, I thought, what? Weird.
Yeah.
I didn't know
It happened around the whole time.
2016. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought, never mind. I thought there was another new one since then.
well, I had like boycotted their stuff for like a year now because a year ago, Jesse Lacey was accused of sexually being weird with like underage fans of his throughout his entire career. It like wasn't just one; it was like a bunch. Yeah,
Dude,
So
that's
I, like,
pop
never
punk
heard
for
about
you.
this.
Oh yeah, dude. That's why Brand New like dropped off one of the. I think it wasn't La La, but it was another music festival. Oh no, it was right after I saw them at Voodoo last year. Right after Halloween, like in November, they dropped off all their other tour dates and dropped them because of all this. So like right when we were rebooting EZPZ for season 2, EZPZ podcast, that happened. So like for a whole year almost, I had not listened to any Brand New stuff, and it sucked because I love Brand New. Like one of my
It was
favorite.
the devil and God.
Oh god,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Deja Tendu, like all that stuff. But like, what do we do when this happens? Like Kevin Spacey's in some of my favorite films.
Yeah. We've talked about that a lot.
Yeah.
It's trying to like separate the person from the art or whatever, and it's hard to do.
It's okay to be a fan of somebody's work, even if they're awful people. In my
100%.
opinion. What do you think, Trey?
So I like on this one, I want to wait until like the verdict's out.
Yeah, yeah, 'cause
but,
this is
like,
still fresh.
If there's like if you're guilty of something like shitty, it kind of it depends, man. Like I don't want to if someone's like going out serial raping somebody, I'm not going to keep buying their new albums. Like you know what I mean? Like I'm not going to like pay for their plane ticket to go rape somebody else,
Well,
you know?
yeah, there's a difference though between like supporting abusers and then just like enjoying their work. Because like if you have Netflix and you like watching House of Cards or whatever the fuck, just by, I mean, I don't know how it all works, but it's like he's not getting much money by you just watching House of Cards, you know? Whereas if you like fucking, I don't know, who's a rapist, who's an artist?
A lot of.
I'm trying to think. Okay,
Datsig was kind of like.
Yeah, it's way different from like going to a Datsig show and then buying a shirt and a CD. That's much more like direct support versus just like intaking.
Yeah, like an old album or whatever. And I think it also just depends, like, so, okay, say, like, one of my favorite bands, Day to Remember, like, the lead singer starts raping everybody in the world, or, like, finds out that he's, like, totally guilty of that, of, like, multiple horrible things. Like
guilty in what way? In court of law or guilty?
Guilty in court of law.
Okay, that's
like,
what I'm saying.
Or like 100%. I know that he did these things. Like it would ruin old shit for me because like I'd be like trying to listen to it and I'd be like,
that's all you would think about.
God damn, is this rapey? You know what I mean? Like I would just be like,
you would start interpreting the lyrics differently.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
like once you know, I think. It's probably different for like instrumental, like electronic music, you know. But like when you start listening to their words, you'll interpret. Your mind has a way of interpreting shit, you know. And
do you guys remember As Are They Dying and that whole?
Oh yeah,
where he killed his.
Yeah,
no,
he
like, hired someone. Yeah.
But then so I haven't listened to him just because I'm not into that. But I feel like that's a good example because he tried to have someone kill his wife.
Yeah,
and he got found guilty in a court.
Adam Lambassis or something. He just got out.
They're back and they're releasing new music now.
Yeah, and they just came through Portland's.
Oh really?
Yeah. Did you see him?
No, I didn't. But it's sold out.
I think that one people are just like on board for it. Like
no, that's so
metal, dude. You like trying to kill your
He's
wife.
like, okay, that dude's like legit heavy, bro. Like super heavy.
What was it? There was like a black metal band from like
Mayhem.
Where like they were like actually killed somebody or something.
They like a lot of. I think it was they had like 6 members and like 5 of them are dead now through like suicide, murdering each other.
Okay.
One of their album covers was, I think it was like their drummer like killed themselves with a shotgun. Their album cover was literally his head blown off, like a legit picture of it.
What?
And then they all wore necklaces out of fragments of his skull. And then another guy in the band got like. So one of them just like lost his mind and like stabbed another guy in the band like 100 times or like 200 times or something crazy.
Jesus.
And then like the other ones killed themselves or some shit. Like
what? I've never even heard of this band or any of this.
Norwegian band.
From
like late 90s, like or maybe early 2000s. I don't fucking know.
So like one
there's
band
like
member
documentaries
is
about it and
left.
shit.
Is it really? That's that's one I want to watch.
Isn't there's a few documentaries or something like, or like a YouTube series or some shit.
I don't know. I
video on it. Because I remember I can't even remember how I heard about it, but I remember hearing some crazy shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like in that thing, if that was a DJ, it'd be like, holy fuck that guy. But then it's a black metal band, and like, oh well, that makes sense. Like of course.
Yeah.
Hail Satan, bro.
Yeah. So what else is gonna happen? Would you guys like? How can you prove in court of law? That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to know. Is because like you can't prove this in a court of law.
That's with a lot of these cases, you can't. So yeah, you have to just pick a side and
you go off the mustache or lack of mustache and move on from there. Can you deal with his rapiness in what's it called, Cosmos?
Cosmos, yeah.
I feel like people are just gonna be left to their own assumptions.
Yeah.
Off this one, and. No matter what, it's already damaged his credibility at this point, even if he's proven innocent. But I don't think you can prove either side at this point.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, what are we going to do about it? So let's move on to this little story I got here because it's pretty insane. So Netflix was paying $30 million for Friends, like per year for the last year or two now. Jesus. $30 million to Warner Brothers for the rights to play Friends because have Friends on their streaming channel. Because obviously it's bringing in tons and tons of viewership and lots of people are subscribing just because of Friends. And now, since Warner Brothers and Disney are going to have their own streaming service by the end of next year, at least it's reported, like Disney Plus is what it's called, and then Warner Brothers, they haven't named theirs yet, but I don't know if you guys know, but Warner Brothers is a
huge
behemoth in the in the content world because they have Big Bang Theory, which is like the biggest show of like this last decade. They had Friends in the 1990s into the mid 2000s, and they have all of DC Comics like spin-off shows and all of their movies like The Dark Knight, all of that stuff. So they have all these rights. Harry Potter, Warner Brothers is massive, so that's why they think they can compete with Netflix and Disney and Hulu and Amazon.
I don't think they will.
Dude. I mean,
Well, if they strip all of their shit from other services and only offer it on their service.
So then it's a lose-lose for everybody.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to pay for two different...
Right.
So here's the thing, guys. Like, this is what I'm thinking is going to happen. We'll get in some more details about the Friends thing, but basically the main conversation I want to have is like, we're going backwards now. We're going to now it's going to be channels cost $10 per month. Netflix is a channel. I mean, think about it. We're already pretty much there. There's 5, 6, 7 main players in the streaming game. Apple's joining.
Competition's good for everything. So I think that by having this, that means, and like Disney pulling their shit from a lot of stuff, all the other streaming services are going to have to add something that's equally enticing to like a Disney movie. So I think that that's good because I don't want to see I've already seen all the Disney movies. I probably don't really need to watch through them again. So I think that it's good.
It is. No, I do like the convenience of being able to pay one price and see most of my content that I want to see, though. And it kind of reminds me of like the net neutrality thing, where we're going to start individualizing everything and have to pay a premium for each individual thing I want to do type of thing.
I don't think so. I think that it's going to make the content better on Netflix, like ultimately, because you only have so much money for entertainment a month, and you're going to have to like make choices anyway, and like your budget isn't going to get bigger because they split up, and you know what I mean? And now you have to choose, and I think it's just going to make it shit better. I don't know.
I think
because competition makes everything better.
Agreed.
Streaming services killed like the channel and the commercials for me. I mean, now they have their own commercials. I don't know if you guys noticed, but like there's pretty much commercial before everything on HBO now. If another HBO piece of content. And now we're going into getting channels. Like now it's apps like on my Roku out here, for instance. It's Netflix, Amazon, Hulu. I mean, if you think about it, we're going to be paying close to $100. Disney's reported $20 a month. Reportedly going to be. I mean, Warner Brothers is at least going to be 10, you know? So we're going from...
Well, you guys aren't going to buy the Disney one, are you? Like, for $20 a month?
I don't think so, no. Like, right now, I pay for Netflix. Well, Lydia and I pay for Netflix and Amazon. And then we have my sister's login for Hulu. So we have 3 of those. And then, she pays for HBO.
Well, I mean, I canceled Hulu because they were putting ads even when I was paying for it.
Oh, so God, I hate that.
So I was like, well, I'm done with this service. Like, you know, I watched, like, South Park on there for free, like, because they have the new South Parks.
Same.
Like,
that's what you guys keep telling me. I keep meaning to revisit South Park.
The new South Park's great, and they actually I told you this on the last episode, but they keep throwing jabs at Netflix, actually, for all of their content, just, like, always being content hungry and, like, green lighting everything that they ever...
So to keep Friends for until the end of 2019 now, Netflix is paying Warner Brothers $100 million, 1 year worth for one show. Like, I cannot believe that. $100 million.
How much was
how much was it streamed though? Yeah, like
how much was it originally costing the network to run that show? You know what I mean? Like for all the actors and stuff. So that's like a pittance in compared to like making that show for a year. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So I think it's a good deal still.
Well,
right?
it's not like a newly updated show.
I know, but I'm just saying it's still like probably pennies on the dollar compared to paying all those actors and like making the show.
It's just like the celebrity deathmatch thing. It's the 90s nostalgia. People long for it.
Oh yeah.
Nick,
I was gonna say, how does it work? Does it work with actors? Do actors get like royalties or anything from having stuff on Netflix?
Get royalties on it, but that's like from what the company's already getting. So like, you know what I mean?
So the company's paid for having something on Netflix, and then they
I don't know who makes. Warner Brothers makes. Warner Brothers gets monies from Netflix, that $100 million, and then they give a percentage of that to the actors or whatever.
That makes sense.
$100 million.
Yeah, that's insane.
You gotta keep it. I mean, Apple's gonna be getting in the game next year. And so what Netflix has 130 million subscribers. So 130 million times at least 10, right? That's how much money is that? 1.3 billion a month they make from just their subscriber base.
Not even ad revenue or anything.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Pretty insane.
So yeah, they got money to blow.
So what? We got 10 minutes left, people. So let's talk about Electric Force's lineup. Nick, I'll kick it to you. Tell me what you think about this. What's going on?
I mean, overall, I think the lineup is good.
It's safe as hell, right?
It's very safe. Yeah, there's a few artists on the lower level that I was pretty stoked about. The headliners are great. I've seen 3 of the 4.
Who are the people you are excited on the lower?
There was a few of them. So there's a Dr. Fresh. I don't know if he's like kind of a house guy.
Like SCH?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I know.
Yeah. Who else was on there that we were stoked about? Whipped Cream. She's a female DJ. She's pretty cool.
Yeah, she's coming to Portland in like a couple weeks.
Yeah. I should have wrote them all down. There's a few good ones.
I can't believe Chan's going to be there. That's so
Chon
awesome.
is insane.
For people that don't know, Chan's one of my favorite bands in that genre that I usually listen to, which is that alternative post-hardcore, like hardcore type stuff.
Okay, it's going to be good.
Okay is all the way at the bottom. I was kind of surprised by that. What do you think about them being in that lower tier, or him?
I don't really know much about how they like break down the tiers like that, but it makes sense. I think he's more of like a mid-range or mid-tier act right now. He's still not super popular, you know.
Yeah,
don't
Toki
know if
Monster's
they-
here in the second tier, and Toki Monster just got nominated for Best Dance Album of the Year or whatever. And I was actually just I was flaming online. I was kind of pissed because RL Grime wasn't nominated.
Yeah,
But
that is wild.
Nobody like remixes anyone as much as RL Grime. Like nobody
true.
else is getting remixed. But
I don't know.
we're excited to go, right? So
Yeah.
this was announced on Tuesday.
I'm super excited for Weathen too. T-Pain is going to be weird and cool. Not as much hip hop as I thought there was going to be, or indie stuff, but this is still the first wave, I guess, right? So,
yeah, I don't know if they're gonna have any more announced. They don't have like that thing that they do sometimes where they have like things blurred out or whatever.
Right.
So who knows if they're gonna have any more announced? But the lead singer or the lead acts are Thursday Odessa, Friday Kygo, Saturday Bass Nectar, Sunday Zed's Dead. We've already seen all of those except for Kygo. I'm looking like at the other lineup. Like, there's not one person on here that I just haven't seen. I guess I haven't seen
Right.
Nightmare and Slander present Good Vibrations.
right.
You know, I mean, but we saw. I saw T-Pain with Trey last year in San Francisco for New Year's.
I did not watch T-Pain at all, dude. I was like, fucked.
What do you mean?
Well, I was just like, there was so much shit going on, and like we were drinking and waiting in those lines the whole time that I didn't even like pay attention. And
Yeah,
like,
that
honestly,
sucks.
his set was kind of like meh.
I do remember him being super hyped for a bigger person. Like, he had so much energy and was not running out of breath. He was just like, bolting back and forth.
So-
I'm just amazed at his stamina, not his music.
Yeah, no, that's like super true.
I will say that, yeah, just from being, I guess, in the quote unquote scene and going to a bunch of festivals and shows for just only like 5 years, only going for like 5 years, I've basically marked most, if not all of like my DJs that I want to see off my list, you know?
Yeah.
Like there's not too many DJs that I haven't seen that I really want to see anymore, so.
Right. So basically, Electric Forest released this lineup on Tuesday. The pre-sale for Good Life, 6 in the Forest and 4 in the Forest was on Wednesday. And I knew as soon as I saw this lineup that tickets were going to go quick.
Yeah.
Right. So that was not something that we had to. I mean, it was obvious.
But
But
2 days, like selling out in 2
yeah,
days
dude.
or
So
whatever.
the pre-sale for what we had was Back 40, which for the listeners playing at home, Back 40 is like this super VIP. You get like this secluded area. You get like tree coverage, which is really important at a camping festival. So you can get that extra few hours of sleep because the sun doesn't bake down on you. And it's quieter because it kills sound. Then it has like actual showers, actual bathrooms, not just porta potties or even like those porta like mini
shower
things.
stall
Yeah.
things, yeah.
So that sold out on Wednesday, right after we all had gotten our tickets. All of us together I can't believe we have like 12 people.
I know.
Doing Back 40. That
It's
is gonna be
great.
so epic. It's probably gonna be one of my favorite years ever.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But then on Thursday, stuff started selling out again with this additional VIP Good Life.
Yep.
Good Life in general on sale. Loyalty codes went out and that sold out. Then on Friday, they announced like 3 or 4 hours after the general on sale goes on sale, so anybody can buy tickets that it sells out. So I can't believe it, but this is such a really like it's such a safe
It is, yeah.
lineup though. This is what I'm trying to say is like 12th Planet, Alice in Wonderland, Black Tiger, Sex Machine. Okay, those are like super. They've been there a bunch of times. Well, Allison hasn't been there since 2015
Yeah.
or 16. and Claude Von Stroke. I mean, it's just a bunch of names we've seen there. Like Seven Lions has been there. I know Snails, STS9. These are all so safe. And like, what kind of incentive do they have to put more acts on the lineup? I mean, they already sold out. So it's going to be interesting to see if they add anything else. When I'm looking at this lower tier, I'm happy to hear from you that you like and are excited for a bunch of them. But for me personally, I don't really know much of these acts. I mean, obviously Chan. I actually started following Brandon Taz Niederreiter because I want to. He looks like he's like just a guitarist, kind of like does some cool stuff with that.
That's the best thing. I've found so many new artists, you know, that I started enjoying from just checking out artists I've never heard of on these lineups. So I'm sure I'll find a few that I like.
It's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited for Forrest is going to a single weekend this year and how it sold out. I mean, and all of our crews in that VIP back 40. So we can kick it off right now because Dan's got to go to church. Dan Brown is going to church. That's actually kind of funny. But you can find all the EZPZ stuff at the EZPZ on everything. The YouTube channel is housing our Totally Games cast, which we're going to be recording episode 4 on Wednesday. Super fun. Got to get some more gameplay recorded of God of War so I can pop that in there because I'll be talking about how I feel about God of War right now. But Nick, where can they find you?
Instagram, bazooka_Nick. And I'm probably going to try to get my Facebook art page going back up and running, Nick Andy Art.
But you've got this show coming up in May, right?
Yep.
You already got to start working on stuff, I'm sure.
Yeah, I know. And that's why I want to get the Facebook going up again because a lot of people will use Facebook maybe over Instagram. So,
yeah.
I mean,
super excited about that.
Art, might as well post it on all the fucking things.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm stoked for it. It'll be cool.
Trey, where can they find you?
Twitch.tv/TotallyTrey, and then all the rest of the social media is in my bio.
Hell yeah. And Stealth Mode Dan, where you at?
You can find me at NWRBLND on Instagram. That's about it.
Yeah.
I deleted my Twitter like last year, and then I'm never on Facebook.
Yeah.
So Instagram.
Sounds good.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you guys for joining us for episode 98. We out.
Yeah.